Hi, welcome once again. I believe your today is fine. Yes, mine is fine too. Now, I wanted to, um, before we go to the problem that we have today, I want to remind you, especially the parent, guardian, that your children have a long way to go. Some of them will tell you, yes, I understand, I understand, I understand. Not knowing that they don't understand what you're doing. They will just say, I understand, so that you leave them. But they may not know deeply. Keep on telling them, asking them, advising them to watch all the videos that I have taught before now. Now we are doing answering of questions. There are so many things that I cannot dig deep now, except if I am teaching. Okay, so what you can do to improve the performance of your child, especially those of them that did not have good foundation, solid foundation, you can look for a best or a better hand and then link the child with, so that the one-on-one lesson can give the child an opportunity to open up, ask questions. So I think you can do that, so that when the child will come up to the platform of many, he or she will be able to flow very well. So now, because all of us are partners in molding their futures, that's the reason I am suggesting this for you. Now, let's see what we have for today. Which of the following statements applies during the electrolysis of sodium hydroxide solution using platinum electrode? A. Sodium ions are discharged at the cathode. B. Hydrogen ions are discharged at the anode. C. The concentration of sodium hydroxide decreases at both electrode compartments. D. The concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the cathode only. E. The concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the anode only. Now, let's see which one is correct. Fine. You can as well ask your child to choose the one if you are close by. Choose the one. Make your own choice. Now, before I give the answer, let's see whether your child will get it. All of us are working together in building them. Okay. Now, let us see what we can do to get the answer. They said electrolysis of sodium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide, what's the formula? The formula is NaOH. That's the formula for sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide solution. You are dissolving this in H2O, which is water. Now, when you dissolve this in this, they all will ionize to give you Na plus and OH minus. This one will ionize also to give you H plus and OH minus. You can see that in that solution, this ionizes to give OH minus, and the same thing with this one, as they have common anion, but they have different cations. So when you run in electric current, now let's see what happens when we run in electric current. Now, if electric current is being passed, so if we pass in, the solution contains these four ions, these ions. Now, at the anode, at the anode, let's see what will happen at the anode. Anode is positive electrode. Now, if this is positive electrode, these negative ions will move down to positive electrode, because unlike charges attract, like charges repel. So negative will move to positive electrode. If I like, I can say positive, so that you know that this is positive. Okay, so they will move down, and then they are the same thing. Anything can be discharged there. So OH minus will donate the excess electron that it has. This minus you are seeing means excess electron is there. So give it out to the electrode, and then they will now turn to OH group, and that electron that was donated will start flowing down to the cathode. So this is at where? At the anode. Now, that is not the end. Another one will do same. Another one will do same. Another one, plenty of them will do that. So then two of them will pair up. So you now have this and another one that has also donated the electron to become OH group. Both of them will react to form H2O, and just remove one hydrogen here, add here. You have this. O is left. Another two will do same to have this. Then the oxygen of that and this will react to form what? O2. Okay, so this is a gas. If that is what happens at where? At the anode. Now let's see what happens. Remember, this is what is being removed now from the oxygen is from here going, reducing in quantity. Now let's see what happens at the cathode. Cathode is what? Negative. Now at the cathode, this, since it is negative, this plus and this plus will migrate down to the cathode and struggle on. They are not the same, like in this case, they are not the same. So they will now struggle on who will be discharged in preference to who. So if you consider their position, remember they are using inert electrode, which is platinum. They have told you that they are using platinum electrodes, meaning they are what? Inert. Inert means they cannot influence the decision of the ions. So they will stay quietly and then allow the ion to struggle on who should be discharged and who should stay in among themselves. So sodium will say, I am highly electropositive, so I will remain in the solution. Hydrogen, get out. So hydrogen has no option than to collect the electrons that are flowing from the anode to the cathode, and then because hydrogen ion has lost its electron, is looking for electrons, so it has to collect those electrons before it will leave. It cannot leave without collecting electrons, so it must do what? Collect the electrons. So hydrogen ion will now collect those electrons that are flowing from the anode to the cathode. Will collect one each to become what? To become hydrogen atom. Now another one will do same, so another one will do same, another one will do same. So two will pair up, so you now have hydrogen plus another hydrogen atom to give you what? Hydrogen ion, sorry, hydrogen gas. which you start seeing bubble out from the electrolyte, from the solution. You see the bubble here of at the cathode, you see what? Hydrogen gas. At the anode, you see what? Oxygen gas. Now see, hydrogen gas is the one leaving now. So there is a reduction in the quantity of hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion in the solution. So when that happens, what is going to be observed is that the sodium hydroxide is still constant. The water molecule is what is leaving the electrolyte. Water is reducing. Water is reducing. So, but sodium hydroxide, all the quantity that you use is still intact. So nothing is going away from there. So now, what happens if you pour a substance or salt inside water, and then at a point water is reducing, evaporating, going? You have more concentration of that substance. So this has higher concentration now. Now, where do we have sodium hydroxide more? See the plus, where the plus happens. So at this cathode, you have more of this sodium hydroxide concentration being there. Okay, now let's look at the options. Na plus ionized, Na plus are discharged at the cathode. B, is it true? Na at the cathode is not Na, so that is cancelled, it's not correct. Hydrogen ion are discharged at where? Anode. Anode, is it hydrogen? No, so B is not also correct. C, the concentration of sodium hydroxide decreases at both the electrode compartments. At both electrode compartments decreases. No. D, the concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the cathode. That's where you have both the sodium and the hydrogen moving down to, but hydrogen is removed. The sodium remains the same. So the concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the cathode only. The concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the anode only. Remember, the Na moved to cathode, so that's the area you have plenty of it, while OH moved to the anode, so that one is not also correct. So the correct option is D. The concentration of sodium hydroxide increases at the cathode. So I believe you understand how we got that. So keep following this channel. This channel will make you what you want to be. Now let me give you a problem to solve. Now your assignment. Helium atoms are chemically unreactive because A, there are no electrons around the nucleus. B, the number of protons equals the number of electrons. C, there are equal numbers of protons and neutrons in the nucleus. D, the outer electron shell is completely filled. E, The atoms contain only protons. So look for the answer to this question and then let me see about it. Send the correct option to me. Let me make a comment about the question. I want you to still have it in mind that this is to help you. So work with this channel. Keep following the channel and then subscribe, share, like, comment, follow it up, bomber to bomber, and let's see the outcome you will always celebrate. Thank you. Till we meet again some other time.